What's up, everyone? Making this video essentially to show you how you can get hands-on with Linux GUI applications when you're stuck in a Windows environment. Now, I started looking into this a little while ago because I'm taking a class on Linux at school, and so far it's been really hands-on. We've been able to use the computers in the lab, which are running Windows, to dial into the Red Hat server at school and get some real experience using Linux system over SSH. But then we got to the chapter on the GUI, and everything became theoretical. So I thought to myself, well, why not just forward the X applications over SSH? I do this all the time at home on either OS X, which has a built-in X11 server, or on Linux, which runs X11 natively. Now, while it's a trivial task to forward graphical applications over SSH on OS X or Linux, Windows doesn't have a built-in Xserver. So the issue here is how to get X11 running on Windows and then how to forward graphical Linux apps over SSH, something that can easily be accomplished using software called Cygwin. Now, for those of you that don't know, Cygwin is to Cygwin is to Windows what Wine is to Linux. It provides you with a way to run Linux applications natively on Windows, including the Xserver. Now, the first thing you must do is open up a browser and go to cygwin.com to get the installer. Go to install, and then you're going to grab it from right here. I've already downloaded it, so I'll just go to my downloads folder and fire up setup.exe. Once you have the installer, open it up and set up your Cygwin environment. You can just click through most of this stuff. You're going to need to select one of these mirrors. Basically, they're like repositories that hold the software that you're going to use to install Cygwin. You can use any one of these. If one of them doesn't work, just try another one. It means it's either down or there's too much traffic on their server. You're going to need to install just 3 packages to get a good functional X11 environment with some basic utilities, and those are these 3 right here: xorg-server, xinit, and SSH. Let me just type that in up here. And then you'll click on install. I've already done it, so I won't waste the time showing you, but that's how you do it. You just click next, and then you're going to go back when you're done and select the next package you want to install. Once they're done installing, you can either use the Cygwin terminal here, or you can actually add Cygwin's functionality to the Windows command line, the cmd.exe. And I'll show you how to do that. By default, Cygwin is going to install its software to the root of your hard drive, Cygwin bin. So for most people, it's going to be c:/Cygwin bin. You can go ahead and copy that. Then on Windows XP, you're going to get to your environment variables by right-clicking on My Computer, hit Properties, and then Advanced Environment Variables. On Windows Vista, Windows 7, and Windows 8, you're going to get to this through the control panel. Now right here where it says Path, I'm going to click on Edit, and then you're just going to add c:/Cygwin/bin to the end of your path, making sure to put a semicolon before it. Now, once you've done that, you'll actually have access to all of the Linux applications that you install on Cygwin using the regular command prompt. Okay. dir or ls-hal. Pretty cool, huh? Now, Once we've set up our Cygwin with X11, you can either go into the Cygwin terminal or you can fire up the command prompt. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but you're going to enter the command XWin with the arguments nodecoration and rootless, just like this. That will fire up our Xserver. It'll show up down here in the system tray. You can right click on that and it'll give you a list of a couple of simple applications: Xload, Notepad, Emacs, and Xterm. Xterm is the one that we're looking for. Give it a second while it loads up. Now, as you can see, there's no window border and we can't click and drag this anywhere. And that's because we chose to execute X11 without decorations. So you're going to have to supply your own window manager. We're actually going to be using the one on a remote Linux server, in my case the one at my school, the Red Hat server, for its X properties. Now here's the trick. You're going to go SSH -X. That's the argument to forward X applications over SSH. And then your username at the server. Give it just a second while it connects. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is address the issue of not having window decorations. I know that the server at school is running KDE 3.5, so the default window decorator is XWin. Run that with an ampersand afterwards so that it runs in the background and we can continue using the terminal. Wait just a second, and there it goes. Now we can fire up any graphical application that is installed on the remote system, like Xeyes or Xclock. Now, while those aren't very useful, we can actually fire up the entire KDE desktop if we wanted to. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Now, since we can't log in as root over SSH to the server, we can't start an entire KDE session, but what we can do is start each individual component that makes up the KDesktop environment. And those are, for KDE 3.5, XWin, which we've already got running, KDesktop, and Kicker. And there you have it. As you can see, we have access to a graphical Red Hat Linux system running on top of Windows XP, and we didn't even have to reboot. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.